welcome back to my kitchen. Yes, my kitchen again. Christmas is coming up, and tonight's little foray into making a video here is to make sugar cookies. Yep, that's the traditional thing, right? We make sugar cookies, and I'm going to try a new icing out, and hopefully it'll work out good. It is quite late to be baking and stuff yet, but this is when I can get to it, so I hope I'm not alone. I am making a double batch of sugar cookies. So to avoid any confusion, because I have had this confusion with another recipe of mine, I will not give you the quantities of things out loud. I will print them on the screen as I do them for the single batch. And the entire recipe for a single batch will be in the description box of this video, just so you know, okay? So if it looks like a lot more, I'm doing a double, but I will give you only the single recipe, and then it's up to you whether you do a double, okay? Now each batch should yield 36 cookies of average size, okay? So I'm gonna end up with 72 cookies but I have a plan in mind. Half of this dough, so one batch of it, is going to be for another recipe, but I figured I might as well make it all at once. Saves cleaning the beaters and remeasuring stuff twice. So in my stand mixer is some room temperature butter, margarine. It's the same sort of thing. Use your own preference for that. So in here is the butter, and to that I'm going to add sugar, granulated sugar, and we're going to cream this together on medium speed until it's light and fluffy. Should take about 3 minutes. Now, not to worry, I will tone down the video post production here so that you don't hear this huge roaring motor. Scrape it every now and then just to be sure it's all caught up in the beaters. Right, number 8 on my 12-speed mixer. So it's just a little bit above the half or medium speed. I chose to have the camera shooting down into the bowl so you can see how it's coming together rather than seeing my face, because that is not what you're here to look for in the recipe, right? So, anyway, to this mixture, we are going to add eggs, vanilla, and almond extracts. So we have that coming up. It looks pretty smooth and well combined now and fluffy. So I'm going to start adding the eggs one at a time. These are large eggs. Alright, let those mix in. Now everybody knows about vanilla extract. But what I purchased for these is also almond extract, pure almond. That just gives them the extra appeal to make them crisp sugar cookies. And I love the smell. These loosening it up a little now with the moisture added by the eggs and the extracts. Next we add salt, just a touch of salt. Measuring it out away from the bowl so that it doesn't get accidentally too much in the bowl. There we go. A little bit of salt helps bring out the sweetness of the sugar. Everybody's like, oh, salty cookies. But it actually helps. Okay. Next we add the main ingredient, the thing that brings it to cooking us instead of just this stuff here, is the flour. This is all-purpose flour. We're going to add a bit at a time to give it time to mix in. Whoa! It's dusty in here. Slowly add it in. Be sure to scrape the sides of the bowls. Make sure it all gets in. Can't tell you how much I appreciate this stand mixer now that I got one. To be holding the beaters this long and longer, it's just craziness. So I'm glad I've got one finally. There is no way of getting away from the dust of the flour. Rising up like that as you add it. No matter what size of a scoop you put in at a time, it doesn't matter. It's still going to cook up dust. Now we're getting it. See the consistency now. Now this dough is going to have to be divided up and wrapped up and put in the fridge to chill down a bit so that it is stiff enough for rolling so that we can do the cookies properly and get the dough as flat as 1/4 inch is what we're going for. So in order to manipulate it like that, it has to chill down for at least an hour or overnight. It depends on you. Mine's going to be overnight. I'm not making the cookies till tomorrow. So I'm going to get the dough mixed up and share that much with you right now. I will actually roll out the dough and make the cookies, and I'll join it to this video so you can see it. But then my following videos are going to be for the icing, Christmas cookie icing for these cookies once they're baked. And my other batch of dough is going to another recipe, which you'll see coming up on my channel. Yes, it is Christmas time. Yes, it is time to bake. So I am so pleased you've come to join me. Hope you find these recipes handy. Hope you try them out for yourself too. And if you do, please let me know in the description, in the comments section, what you thought of the recipe and how they went over with your friends and family if you shared them. I would love to hear about it. Some of these cookies are destined for the home of my son and his wife who are coming to visit, so I'll be packing some of them away for their trip back home. We always share baking. She brings stuff up for me too. That works. It's getting really full now. I'm not done quite yet. There's more flour to add. It is starting to thicken though, you can see it. It's starting to come away from the side of the bowl. Time to reduce it down. Take it easier on my machine. In fact, why don't we stop the machine right now? I'll mix the last of the flour in by hand. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Alright. There we go. Move that aside so I can get at the bowl easier. There. Annoying noise is gone. Alright. It is starting to come together as a dough, as you can see. But I have a little bit of flour left to add, so we'll just go ahead and do that. And mix it in thoroughly. You'll know when the dough is ready when it comes together. So if you touch the dough and it comes away with leaving some on your fingers and it's a little sticky, that's not quite there yet. And if that's the case, you simply add a tablespoon of flour at a time until it does come together and not stick to you. There we go. We're coming to that point now to check it. And then I'll have to divide this batch into 4 because on a single batch you divide it in 2 and refrigerate them separately so that you can take out 1/2 at a time, roll it out, make your cookies, and plop them back in the fridge right on the baking sheet before you bake them. These are best chilled for like 15 minutes before baking once they're cookies, because it helps them not spread on baking. So that's a little trick, is to keep it chilled. And by rolling out 1/2 of it at a time, you keep it manageable and you keep most of it chilled. So there we go. Now it's pretty much cleaned the sides and it is together. It's not sticking to my fingers. I did wash my hands, by the way. It doesn't stick to my fingers, which means it has come together, okay? So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is sprinkle some flour on this glass slab I have in order to put the dough in a ball on the counter and cut it into 4 equal parts, and then wrap up each part and put them in the fridge for overnight. And the flour is just so it doesn't stick to the glass. There we go. Wow, that's a lot of cookie dough. But it's for sharing. So there we go. Adjust the camera down for you so that you can see what I'm doing. And all I'm going to do is simply get it to go into somewhat of a ball. It is going to take up some of this flour, which is perfectly fine. There is lots of moisture in the dough. I'm not going to be making it too dry by doing this. But you see what I mean? That this is not suitable for rolling. It's far too pliable, and it just kind of bleh. And this needs to stiffen up quite a bit. So what we're going to do now is take a sharp knife. It's not big enough. Alright. I'm going to take a sharp knife and cut this into 4. Come on. You go over there, and you over here, and behave yourselves. There we go. Now, there is basically, there we go. Okay. So we now have 4 individual piles of dough here, and I'm going to wrap them up separately and I'm going to put them in the fridge. Okay, hi guys, welcome back. It is now the next day. The sugar cookie dough has been wrapped in saran and put in the fridge to chill down so it's a little easier to manipulate. This is half of the recipe that I had, so I'm just going to work in a little bit of flour, as it appears that it has not enough in it yet. But there we go. And now on a floured surface, you simply roll it out to 1/4 inch thickness and get ready for your cookie cutters. There we go. Now it is suggested that you chill the cookies before putting them in the oven. Put them back in the fridge for 15 minutes, and that will help them not to spread while they're baking, and they'll keep their form better so that they're actually like the cutouts that you want them to be. So it's just go this way. Okay. The smell off of this dough is amazing with that almond in it. Okay, now I must admit I was late getting to the shop, so I couldn't get any seasonal cookie cutters. I could only get the standard ones. But there's things like the star, and you just push it down on, and then and there's a flowery shaped one. Not to worry, there is still icing to go on these, so they can still be kind of manipulated into holiday cookies. And there's this oblong kind of shape. It's a weird shape, but we go like that. Now we take a baking tray, and I have a it's a Chef Master silicone mat. They also sell Silpat and those other ones, but whatever. Instead of parchment, it's a lot easier to just wash this off and use it again and again and again. So what you do is you take this and place it on the mat as you cut them out. So I will be right back after doing that with all of the dough. Okay guys, I have one tray here. One is already in the fridge. Now it's time to turn the oven on to 375, and by the time that preheats, these will be ready to put in. And then it's 9 to 11 minutes depending on the size, until they're just golden brown on the edges, and then you can take them out, cool them on the cookie sheet for 5 minutes, and then put them on a wire rack to finish cooling. So I'll be back when these are all baked up. Stay tuned. Instant for you. Okay guys, we're back for the final look at our cookies. I managed to get 57 cookies out of this recipe. That will vary depending on the size of your cookie cutters, of course, and the consistency of the thickness that you roll. I wasn't able to roll the consistent thickness. Some are thicker than others, but that's okay. Everybody has their own. And these are handmade, okay? So for little flaws and things, keep that in mind. It is handmade. You're making these for friends and family. Stay tuned for my next video. We are going to learn to make icing for cookies. I'm talking about the icing that hardens and it's beautiful, and yeah, we're going to do that. So keep an eye out for my next video. And we're going to decorate these for Christmas. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.